Hey, howdy. So, today's gonna be kind of a chill day. I know I'm getting sick of saying that myself. I'm sure y'all are sick of hearing it. But the reason for today is that I kind of want to do a bit of a return to form in a way. That, like, I've gone back and rewatched a bunch of these, and I realized that a lot of them they all kind of feel the same, where they all start with, "Hey, I'm gonna do something a bit more chill because of X, Y reason." But that's been happening for like the past 5 videos, so I figured I want to change it up a bit and do a bit of a return to form. So I'm gonna do free expeditions, but I want to talk about random nonsense because I feel like that's why a lot of people that's why a lot of people that's why a lot of people watch these, because it's like it's a space filling conversation. So the thing that came to mind that sort of caught my eye, and I was like, you know what, this would be fun to talk about, is talking about fast food, because I'm not gonna say I'm a healthy eater, but I don't have fast food super often. I have like a sparse few interactions with a couple of different places, and there's some that I go to a lot, but for most of the ones that people consider to be fast food, I hardly go at all. But it is still fun to talk about. It's one of those things. Cloud Tops. Cloud Tops is... Am I going crazy? Hang on. Drilling Mouth, Wrecked House, Design World, Sky Kingdom, Techno Condo, Neon Faces, Graffiti Maze. Okay, hang on. I have to go to Sushi World. Oh. I see. A 25% chance from Cloud Tops to restore to Sky Kingdom. No, no, let's just go the long way. It's fine. But I've been doing this thing where, and I've been doing this for a while, frankly, pulling up random Wikipedia articles and just scrolling. I don't know why, but it's very pleasing to me. And the most recent one that I looked at was a list of fast food chains, and I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, how many of these do I actually like? Because there's a lot of them listed here. And I mean, I'll skip over the ones that I don't know. Because, I mean, I'm just looking at a list of international chains, and I don't know what the hell the 85 Celsius bakery cafe is. But I mean, just going off alphabetically, the first one's Arby's. Arby's is bad, in my opinion. Maybe that's just me. But I've never really had good experiences with it. There was one location that was near my house for the longest time, and it was consistently pretty bad. And then it went under, got replaced by a Chick-fil-A, but we still go to that Chick-fil-A all the time. Oriental Dojo, right. Okay. I'm just gonna go Azure Depths, honestly. I don't want to rely on any random chance stuff while I'm talking. And then from here, it is Laundromat, okay. But Arby's is mediocre. I feel like, before I keep going, I should probably define my scale, because an issue that I've always had with tier lists and stuff like that, of like, oh, tier list content on YouTube, is that people are consistently really wishy-washy with what they consider... And where even am I? There, okay. People are generally really wishy-washy with, you know, what they consider a 10, what they consider a 1. It's very spur of the moment. Which is fine, but, you know. If I'm talking about a lot of things here, it's gonna devalue it a little bit. So let's start out by quantifying what's a 10, what's a 1, etc. A 10 for me is a place that I would go to multiple times a week. Like, ignoring the fact that it's fast food and it's terrible for me, I would definitely go multiple times a week. If possible, I would go with friends, I would go alone. I would heartily enjoy any time that I was there. Probably not much more than that, because it is still fast food at the end of the day, and like, yes, it's good, it's super salty, it's super nice, but, you know. There is better food to be found in other places. Also, I just went in a big fat circle. And then it's it would pan down from there. Like, a 9 would be, like, genuinely very good food. An 8 would be like, okay, this is good, it's well-filling, it's tasty. A 7 would be like, okay, this is pretty good. A 6 would be, yeah, it's fine, I wouldn't go again, but I'd probably go on, like, a road trip. 5 is like, it's not the best, but again, I'd probably go on a road trip. 4 is, I don't really like it very much. 3 is, that's kind of nasty and it made me feel like throwing up. 2 is, this is awful, I don't want to eat here anytime soon. And 1 is, it actually gave me food poisoning. I don't think there are any 1s. But Arby's is probably like a 6 for me. I don't think it's very good. I would eat it if I had nothing else to eat, but I mean, I'd be fine with eating just about anything. So anything like any salty meat if I had nothing else to eat. And Sushi World's over here. Awesome. The next one I see, I'm actually not sure if I even want to count mall fast food. Because the next one I see is Auntie Anne's, and the scary thing to me is that it's reaching a point where a lot of the people who like go on the internet regularly and watch these videos may have never actually been to an Auntie Anne's or a Jamba Juice or a like a Sbarro, because I mean they're kind of a dying breed, mall restaurants. Because I mean, among other things, because of COVID, a lot of those restaurants just completely died, and they were already in the process of dying because people just aren't going to the mall as much as they used to. It's like, imagine all those restaurants that you see in airports. Imagine if people just stopped going to the airport as much. A lot of them would go out of business. It's a similar kind of thing. But I remember Auntie Anne's being quite good. I'm always happy to see one. Not to say that I'd always go to one, but, you know, it's a good option to have. I'd probably say it's like a 7, because it's not really... It's not necessarily the kind of food that I'm looking for, because it's just pretzels. But they are good pretzels. Let's see. Big boy restaurants I've never heard of. Blaze Pizza I've never heard of. Booster Juice I've never heard of. Burger King. Burger King is also like a 7. I remember when I was very young having a bunch of Burger King, and specifically having like Burger King chicken nuggets, and they were actually quite good. Okay, let's do the vending machine next, and the vending machine, to my understanding, is in Spherical Space Labyrinth, which makes this pretty easy. We can just go straight down. But yeah, Burger King is probably like a 7. It's fine. California Pizza Kitchen is also like a 7. California Pizza Kitchen is really... Maybe we just had a bad location, but there was a location near my house for quite a while. And I remember the two memories that I had associated with it is that there was a barbecue chicken pizza there that was kind of good, and there was one time where we went there where my brother got, not food poisoning, but it definitely didn't agree with him. So, yeah, probably not California Pizza Kitchen. That's probably like a 6. Oh, right, shit. I can't use this 2 connection because it's through the phone. Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. and Associates, they're all like... None of them are very good in my eyes. Like, Carl's Jr., Hardee's, they're like 4s or 5s. Okay, Heart Maze. Twitching Child. I've never even seen this. Oh god. Oh! Zalgo moment? Hello? Ugh. That's disturbing. What else? Carl's Jr. is like probably a 4 or a 5. It's like, yeah, it's gross. Where even am I? Ah, there we are. Checkers, rallies. Checkers and rallies, I don't think I've ever been to one in my life. I don't know if necessarily if I'm missing anything based on what I've heard, but I've heard it's like basically fun. Wait a minute. Oh no, wait, is it you? Ah! There is a... It's you. There we go. Where to next? Tatami Room's easy. Yeah, I remember this place. This is in Netherworld, so Deciding Street, so Heart World. Chifette, I've never been to. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is like an 8 for me. I very much enjoyed Chick-fil-A. Maybe it's the Southeast bias, but frankly, based on my experience, I feel like people are more biased towards Chick-fil-A outside of the Southeast than in the Southeast, as weird as that sounds. Because there's that sort of, like, Chick-fil-A is, like, touted as some of the highest quality fast food you can find, and while that's not entirely true, it does vary by location. I feel like people are drawn in by the allure of, oh, it's a Chick-fil-A. There's like almost like a sense of superiority, weirdly enough. There we are. I always wondered what the deal was with this room. I don't know what a tatami is, but maybe that would explain it. Next up is Moss World. This is... I've never seen this one before. Okay, no. We don't go through Art Gallery. Let's go through Geometry World. But yeah, Chick-fil-A is probably like an 8 for me. I hardly enjoyed it. Maybe even a 9. I would go there often, and it's also... It's weirdly cheap. Because, I mean, in recent times, there's been this unfortunate problem where even, like, I mean, everything's getting more expensive. Anyone who lives in America can tell you that. But fast food in particular has got way more expensive in recent years. I ended up paying, like, I ended up getting, I think it was Papa John's. I ended up paying like 30 bucks for it for one person. For like a large one-topping pizza or something like that. It was insane. I don't know if I did something wrong or if there's some like metagame I can play with coupons to make it cheaper, but no, nothing. Even it was a lot. It was a lot. And my original plan was, oh, I'm just gonna get Papa John's because it's like, you know, like mid-tier takeout pizza is always nostalgic for me. And then it was just like kind of mediocre and really expensive, so I don't think it was worth it at all. But next up is Chipotle. Chipotle and Moe's. They're both Chipotle and Taco Bell, in a sense, are like Southeast Tex-Mex, but like nationalized, like sent across the country. So it's like sort of the Southwest, like the Southeast really good Tex-Mex that I know, but it's like changed slightly. It has like West Coast influences. All in all, it's like basically fine. It's hard to go wrong with burritos. It's really hard to go wrong with burritos. The worst thing that happens is like you accidentally ask for an ingredient that you don't want. But like I was visiting. Hang on, let me leave this area because it is super loud in here. I don't think I've even been to Rose Chambers. This should be interesting. But I was visiting. I was visiting my brother this weekend, and we went to this like Mexican place that's near his apartment, and it was like an actual authentic Mexican restaurant. It had like a Mexican supermarket adjacent to it. It was very nice. And one of the options, Fairy Hollow. Where even is Fairy Hollow from here? What? Now hold on a second. Rose Factory. Oh. Doesn't even have it listed. If you've purchased a ticket in Museum of Curiosities, very interesting. So where's my endpoint? Endpoint is... Oh, the endpoint is Moss World. Let's go through the 21 Keb locations, actually. That could be fun. Or, wait. Mountainous Badlands. I think that's Roku, right? Hang on. Which one are you? You're Roku. Okay. But yeah, Chipotle is, like, fine. Hard to go wrong with burritos, and they do a pretty decent burrito. Churches, I've actually never had. Churches is like, what's the best way to put it? It's like cheap, good fast food chicken, to my understanding. It's like the Popeyes, Bojangles. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of restaurants that are like it. I completely walked past it. Hang on. With that in mind, even though I've never been, I would assume it's like a 6 or a 7 for me. That's Cinnabon and Dairy Queen both kind of cut from the same cloth of they're really good dessert food, but there's not really a situation where I would want to get dessert food. Oh, wait, I'm going the wrong way. I need to go through Birch Forest. Jump the gun a little. Well, You know, I jumped the gun a little bit. Isn't there a way to get to Mountainous Badlands from... Hang on. Indigo Pathway... Nah, it doesn't look like it. But yeah, Cinnabon and Dairy Queen are both probably like also like a 6 or a 7, where it's like good. I probably wouldn't go very often, but if I'm like on a road trip and like whoever I'm driving with is like, hey, you want to stop for some Dairy Queen? I'm not gonna complain. Oh, interesting. One of the magic doors is here. That's Kong stuff. Dominoes. I have fallen off of Dominoes hard. I'd give it like a 6 or a 5. Because for what it is like basically fine pizza, but it is double the price of other pizza places. And it's just not worth it anymore. It was fine when pizza was cheap. Pizza is no longer cheap. I need to actually have quality control in the pizza that I eat these days. Lest I stoop to the low of eating CC's, which we'll get to CC's eventually. But CC's is like a 4 or a 3 for me. CC's is awful. Let's see. Cinnabon, Dairy Queen, Domino's, Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, here's the thing. Dunkin' Donuts is... They're perfectly average donuts, but the reason why I give them a pass, and I even quite like them, it's partially nostalgia, and also partially because, okay, I do have to go to the pagoda. It's partially nostalgia, and it's also partially that, it's just really cheap. And, I mean, between like, the past two conversations, you might think that I think that, that money is everything with this stuff. I don't necessarily think that, it's just the way that these worked out being right next to each other. Because Dunkin' Donuts makes so much money off of coffee, they can afford to have dirt cheap donuts, and, I mean, that's very alluring. Especially as someone who doesn't really drink coffee. The main reason why I'm there is for the like, mid-quality donuts that they're selling by the pennies. And I'm not super picky when it comes to donuts. Maybe it's just because I never grew up near a Krispy Kreme or anything. But I mean, donuts are donuts. Oh, Five Guys. Five Guys is... Five Guys is the kind of place where if you judge a fast food place based on its fries, Five Guys does have really good fries. If you like the more like raw, the more like not raw, more like rugged fries with the skin still on. They have a specific taste to them that's quite good. But in terms of its other stuff, it's like not bad. They have good burgers. I'd probably give it like a 7 or a 6. Not to go back to the same watering hole, but it's a similar kind of thing where it's like good-ish. I would probably eat there if I'm on a road trip and it's the only option. I could be convinced to eat there otherwise as well. Hardee's is the same score as Carl's Jr. for me. It's like a 4 or a 5. It's not good. I remember going after, oh, what even was it? It was back in high school after I did something with, my mom drove me somewhere and we got Hardee's on the way back, and it was like not the best. I think it was the National Latin exam, if I remember correctly, which, yes, I did take the National Latin exam at one point during high school. I'll take my nerd points now. Jollibee, I've never even heard of. KFC. I've learned to really like KFC. Their chicken is excellent. There is this particular thing on the menu that I ended up getting basically at random. I saw it on the menu and I was like, okay, this seems pretty good. The, like, chicken bowl with, like, the mashed potatoes and gravy is unbelievable. It's actually really, really, really good. It is horrible for you, but, like, given the opportunity to just, you know, say screw the consequences, I could just eat fast food for the rest of my life, I would eat a lot of that, because it's so good. So that's probably like a 7 or an 8. There's not really a KFC around here that I can go to, but maybe, like, once I'm done with grad school and I go back to, either back to where I'm from, or, like, some other location that has a KFC near it, I'd love to go. I'd love to go a lot more often. This used to be a dead end. Interesting. Right, because this was the stretch of Roku locations that was, like, it almost felt like it was trying to artificially get to the deepest location. Museum of Curiosities. And from here I need to get to Colorless Carnival, which means I need to actually go inside the museum. Let's see. KFC, Little Caesars. Little Caesars is like a 3. Little Caesars is awful. I guess I can talk about this now. Now that I've hit Little Caesars. So Little Caesars and CC's and, like, Marco's Pizza to a certain extent, they all sort of filled the same mental niche for me of bad cheap pizza that people would buy for school events. Oh my god, wait. That's cute. When's the last time that they added a, like, pop-up effect like that? Damn. This area is fairly recent, too. I like that. But Little Caesars and CC's, like, they all fill that same niche. Ooh. And that also means that I have good experiences with approximately none of them. Because not only did I have them when they were dirt cheap, like 25 medium-sized pizza boxes in the same room that have been sitting there for like 20 minutes and are now kind of lukewarm. This must be Colorless Carnival. Yeah, there we go. But it's also just not great pizza. Okay, Moss World, I'm going to assume we have to go to the tent, because Spiral Face and Beware of Chasers is the only other thing that sticks out. I see. Okay, next on the list is Long John Silver's. Long John Silver's is decidedly mid for me. I think I've been exactly once and it was basically fine. Nothing really to write home about. There is also, in the same vein, there is also Captain D's, and Captain D's is really bad. Like, again, it's the kind of thing where maybe I just had bad experiences with a bad location, but wow, the location that we went to was horrible. The food was mediocre, and there were flies everywhere. Right, the tent. This is probably a... No, it's not even... I was fully expecting this to be a teleport maze. I guess it's not. But I'll gladly take this 1000 Yume while I'm here. But Long John Silver's is, like, a bit more respectable. There's sort of this... Oop. Hey! Rude. Well, guess we're going again. What am I doing for time? Oh, guess we're not going again. You know what? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make this a part 1, and then just keep doing this, and just keep going down the list, because I'm roughly halfway through. So it's 30 minutes, I'll stop this recording, I'll either upload these both today, or I'll upload this today and the other one tomorrow, or like 2 days from now. We'll see. But that's all I got for now. Thanks so much for watching, y'all.